The collapse of the past republic is predicated on the military coup of 15th January 1966, led by two young officers, Chukuma Kaduna Nziogu and Emmanuel Fejuna, which led to the assassinations of Premier of the then northern region, Sir Ahmadu Bello, and the Prime Minister, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, alongside Chief Michael Ladoke Akintola and the then Finance Minister, Chief Okotebo. Other casualties of the coup are Ahmed Ben Musa, Hafsatu Bello, Mrs. Latifa Demolegun, Zarami Sardauna, and Ahmed Pategi, all of them civilians. On the military side, Brigadier Samuel Ademolegun, Brigadier Zakaria Memalari, Colonel Rap Shodeinde, Colonel Kur Muhammad, Lieutenant Colonel Abogula Gema, Lieutenant Colonel James Pam, Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Unebe, Sergeant Daramola Oyegoke, PC Yohana Garkawa, Lance Corporal Musa Nimzo, PC Akpananduka, PC Hagai Lai, and Philip Lewande paid the supreme price after falling to the bullets of the coupists.
Not just the military coup per se, but the mutilated humiliation with which the northern leaders were treated was what provoked a lot of reprisals. And then this continued with what popularly then around the Kano area, they started maltreating anybody from the southeastern part, and the rest calling for Araba. That is, divide the country, divide the country, divide the country. Unfortunately, again, Nwafo Orizu, who was the interim president after the coup, handed over again to an Igbo man.
Yeah, there were grounds to say many of the Igbo politicians were not killed like others. And I think those young rascals overdid it. So for an average, somebody from the East is okay if it was a revenge, if it's, why didn't you stop after killing all the Igbo officials? They were virtually before this thing, most Igbo people, Igbo soldiers were all killed off, most. So if it had stopped at then the memory would have been, but as somebody will also say that reactions are never equal to actions. So what then happened was, if you ask somebody from the East, they will remember the pogroms in the North. They will say, no, it was not to keep Nigeria one. It was a fight for self-preservation. That's why I say we remember differently. If you ask somebody from the federal side, they will say, no, it was because they wanted to succeed and we needed to keep Nigeria one. But it depends, historiography, where you are in the point of your narration.
In July 1966, General Agui Ironsi was assassinated in a counter-coup led by Lieutenant Colonel Murtala Muhammad, and then Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gawan emerged head of state. Gawan's major task was to keep Nigeria one after the declaration of Biafran state by Lieutenant Colonel Odumegu Ojukwu that led to a 30-month civil war in 1967.
I call on those who claim to love Nigeria and the Igbos to face realities and advise the people of the East Central State to lay down their arms and return to the fold. It is not enough for organizations and individuals to ask the federal government to cease hostilities while ignoring the evil intentions of the rebels. I honestly believe it is in the true interest of the Igbos that they return to the fatherland.
Whenever you see a fight for succession, that people lost war. If you look at the First World War and the conditions for the surrender, there were a new generation of Germans who came around, felt it was a humiliation on their fathers. And that was exactly the rise of the Nationalist Party led by Adolf Hitler. So anybody thinking that that will not happen does not understand history. But how do we deal with memory? Because if you go to southern part of US, remember when they fought off the Civil War in US? But there are still some who, display the Confederation flag. You understand? If you go to Germany, there's still those who show the swastika. That is issue of memory. And there are, when I say it is on both sides, those who fought on the federal side, like Buhari, for example, and who were activists, when you hear IPOB and Biafra, it evokes a certain memory in their mind.
The hostilities claimed the lives of over 2 million people. Gowon's inability to disengage the military from politics by the 1st of October 1974, in line with his 9-point transition program, led to his ouster by the then Brigadier Murtala Muhammad on July 29, 1975.
Immediately when we gained stability, the direction of the First Republic completely changed. The development of agrarian society, development of commercial infrastructure, talking about the construction of rail lines, trunk A roads, electricity, universities, teaching hospitals, airports, industries, and what have you, and what have you. Now, immediately after it, we now started getting money. We started getting money seriously. And then there was this oil glut all over the world. The Islamic countries, especially the Arabian countries, decided to put the embargo on the sale of oil. So the attention of the world turned towards the Nigerian oil. So we started getting huge money. Money we never dreamt we would be able to get. We started getting money, then we now decided, Gowon pronounced that our problem was no more money, but how to spend the money. So much so that he now appointed a committee under an elder statesman, Jerome Udoji. Jerome Udoji, to now decide, what do we do with this money? Jerome Udoji said, okay, let's share it to the people. That they were given everybody, you will say, how much is your salary? It will be multiplied by 200, given to you as just bonus being a citizen of Nigeria.
Events of the past few years have indicated that despite our great human and material resources, the government has not been able to fulfill the legitimate expectations of our people. Nigeria has been left to drift. This situation, if not arrested, would inevitably have resulted in chaos and even bloodshed.
General Murtala Muhammad, like his predecessors, was assassinated on the 13th of February 1976 in an unsuccessful coup that brought his second-in-command, General Olusegun Obasanjo, to power. And like his late boss, Obasanjo continued on that trajectory to return Nigeria to the path of democracy on October 1st, 1979, on the basis of a workable and enduring constitution. It was promise kept as the democratically elected government of Alhaji Shehu Aliyu Shagari began a new journey into the Second Republic. However, on the 31st of December 1983 came another military intervention by Major General Muhammadu Buhari, leading to the collapse of the Second Republic. Coming on the premise of restoring sanity and resuscitating a battered economy, the Buhari junta has no plan to return the nation to the path of democracy. The Buhari's junta could not last long as General Ibrahim Babangida staged a palace coup on the 27th of August to terminate its reign. As he set foot on the throne, General Babangida, who later faced a series of failed coups during his reign, reversed what was considered the ills of the then Buhari junta and began a systemic disengagement of the military from politics through a robust transition plan which culminated into the June 12, 1993 election, which was eventually annulled by the same regime. The unfolding event compelled General Babangida to step aside after installing an interim national government on August 26, 1993.
I, Ernest Adegunle Oladende Sonekon, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
2 months later, General Sani Abacha, who was the then Secretary of Defense to the Ernest Shoniken-led interim national government, took advantage of the declaration of the RNG as illegal by a federal high court in Lagos to topple the government and took over power. Though Abacha mercilessly dealt with opposition to his new junta, he worked towards a transition program that ushered in the Fourth Republic was an October 1, 1995 timetable for the restoration of democratic rule that himself did not eventually witness as he died on the 8th of June 1998. Late General Abacha was succeeded by General Abdulsalami Abubakar. He released political detainees including General Olusegun Obasanjo, who turns out to be the beneficiary of a political transition set up by the former after he was elected president and sworn in on the 29th of May 1999, marking the beginning of the restoration of democratic rule till death.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Since then, Nigeria has had a couple of successful transitions from a democratically elected government to another, paving way for 23 years of uninterrupted democracy in the country.